Hello everyone, just Gordon here and welcome back to another Planet Zoo real life inspiration video, and today we are looking at the black wildebeest, which are not that common in zoos compared to the blue wildebeest, but finally I have seen them on my trip to the Czech Republic, where there were actually 2 zoos with black wildebeest. And I can hear you thinking, but Goran, there's 3 habitats in this video. Doesn't that mean that you've seen them before? Well, that's just the thing. Last year I visited Serengeti-park Hodenhagen with the hopes of seeing black wildebeest there. I fully expected to find them on the car safari along with all the other savanna animals, but they are actually located here on this separate enclosure at the kind of resort area of the zoo, together with giraffe, road antelope, ostrich and a bunch of other animals as well. But I did not see the wildebeest here. I even asked one of the keepers and she was like, yeah, no, they should be out. Maybe they're hiding. They're pretty good at hiding. I'm like, how is a wildebeest gonna be good at hiding? They're definitely gonna stick out above the grass, even if they're like lying down. So I don't know, that just confused me. I was pretty bummed about it. As you can see, I even checked out the resort side of the enclosure, so here you can kind of get an idea of the types of views you would get from your little bungalow. It's a really lovely enclosure. I think it's pretty well put together and serves its purpose for being a resort enclosure quite well. And as you can see, you can also get to it from like a elevated walking route, which you can just access even if you're not sleeping at the zoo, so that's pretty cool. At the next zoo, Safari Park Dvůr in the Czech Republic, that wasn't really the case. I actually explored the entire zoo. I had seen everything, or so I thought, when I suddenly realized, wait, this place was supposed to have black wildebeest and I didn't see them. So I start checking the maps, I start checking Zootierlisten, and I found out that they are being held at this resort area that is separate to the regular zoo. And luckily you can just walk into it. I'm not sure if you're allowed to. This is not me condoning trespassing, but yeah, I was going to see those black wildebeest because I was not going to go a second zoo that has black wildebeest and miss out on them. So here they are. This was my first time seeing them. Super awesome. You also get some decent views of them from the bungalows. The bungalows aren't like right up to the enclosure, so they don't really have good views unless you go outside. There is some viewing areas though, also next to these tents over here. But if you want to have a really good view of the enclosure, you need to be in one of these bungalow tent things, which are really next to the enclosure and offer a good view. But yeah, that's it for Dvůr. Next up we have the final zoo of the video already. It is the zoo of Olomouc, where you can see a little train passing by this enclosure over here. Now the enclosure that we're standing right beside is not the black wildebeest enclosure. This is the Bactrian camel enclosure, but the enclosure behind that is the black wildebeest enclosure. So behind the fence in the back there, as you can see, there is the camel. So if we approach that enclosure, we can see there is a little sign telling us that we're not allowed to go much further because this is the place where that train passes through. I decided to have a little peek-see anyway, just to get a better view of the enclosure here, and we can see the black wildebeest in the distance there walking around. Not a great view of the enclosure, but not a bad enclosure necessarily. They do have quite a bit of space. Sadly for me, there was a keeper walking around the back of the enclosure, so the wildebeest were kind of vibing around there, seeing what was going on. They didn't really get too close to me, but I had already seen them in Dvůr as well, so I was pretty happy with this. And yeah, from the train, when you take the train ride, this is the view that you get, so it's not much better, to be honest. I think it's a bit strange that you can't really view this enclosure well from neither on foot nor the train, which you'd think it'd be designed for. So I feel like this could be done a lot better, but this is what it is. That's the zoo of Olomouc, and those were all the black wildebeest enclosures I've seen. Hope you got some black wildebeest inspiration. If you want to see more wildebeest enclosures, I have a video for the blue wildebeest as well, which includes all the other ones. This video is just a little bonus, just admiring these wildebeest as well. They look really cool. They're really visually distinct from the other wildebeest, so I'm just really happy that I've finally seen them. And yeah, this was basically just me bragging about that, I guess. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye bye.